Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back, In-Game Family. It's time to rip another best ball underdog draft, and today I'm going to be doing a Schnauzer. This is their lowest entry point draft. You can see it right there, a $3 entry point, but it also gives you a chance to win some serious money because first place is going to win $100,000, second place $50,000. And what I also like about this tournament, it's only a 20 entry max, so you don't have to worry about people, throwing 150 bullets into this tournament. It's a low price entry. You can only do 20 entries max, and they'll probably have this thing 4 or 5 times during the season. You can see the other tournaments they have right there as I'm scrolling through, all sorts of action to get into. Obviously, the other day we did their flagship, the Best Ball Mania 6. Now I'm going to do a Schnauzer tonight. Again, the $3 entry. Now, if you want to get in on these drafts and you're like, hey, this sounds kind of cool. I like what I'm seeing. How do I get in? No problem. I got you. You go to underdogfantasy.com. You join using promo code ENDGAME. You see it scrolling down there at the bottom. And not only is that going to get you a free pick that you can use to, win your pick'ems right away, because they also have pick'ems for every sport, but also up to $1,000 of bonus cash that you can use to hop in these drafts with us and try to win this money as well. All right. Like Scott says, let's make some money. Let's do it, Scott. We are doing a Schnauzer. If you want to get in here with me, I'm going to count us down. 3, 2, 1. Hit that enter button. You can draft right along with me. We're going to be doing 20 seconds per pick. And here we go. Joining the draft in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, I am in. It looks like we need 8 more to start. So plenty of chances if you want to jump in here and draft with me. It is filling up pretty quick. We're at 7 out of 12 now. And all right, Scott. The other Scott, we got both Scotts, says he's at work. He'll be watching. What's up, Mark? All right, and while we wait for this draft to fill, we got this question from LEJ and this is a good question. Story time. You guys ready for a little story time here? Because LEJ and is saying, okay, he picks last in an 8-team league. He's thinking of going wide receiver, tight end, then QB, running back, and then alternating wide receiver and running back till round 13. And then he goes tight end, QB, kicker, defense, whatever. Okay, story time. First year I played fantasy football. I didn't even want to play fantasy football. I won't go through all the details, but my family forced me to play fantasy football. Long story short, I got hooked. I won the championship. I thought I was the greatest fantasy football player in the world. The next year, so when I played that first year, I did not draft my team. I let the computer draft. So the next year, going into year 2 as a champ, I'm like, okay, this is going to be my first draft. I need to do some research about how to draft a fantasy team. I found a draft guide. I say draft guide. It was like a short little article from a pretty well-known expert. I won't say his name. He's not a YouTube guy, but he's pretty well known in the space. And it was very general. It said like round 1, you go with like a running back, and then round 2 wide. It was very general like that, right? Running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. Now grab your quarterback, right? Very, very general. Like you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. So I followed it. I mean, it didn't tell you exactly which players to draft, but it said draft, a running back round 1, a wide receiver round 2, et cetera, et cetera. I followed it. My team was horrible. I finished dead last that year. The only time I've ever finished dead last in a non-dynasty league. I finished dead last in some dynasty leagues where I'm punting and I'm trying to get the 101, but never in a redraft league. So the whole point of that long-winded story is do not go into your draft saying I'm going to start running back, tight end, then running back, then wide receiver, then QB, then running back, then wide receiver. No. You have to be fluid in fantasy football drafts. You have to be able to adapt. It's one thing to go into a draft and say, I think I'm going to start with Malik Neighbors and Brock Bowers. But you want to be able to pivot, because what if you're on the clock and like Bijan Robinson is still on the board? You know what I mean? Or Saquon Barkley somehow crazily is still on the board. You don't want to just be like, well, now I'm just going to draft, I said I'm going to do whatever and whatever, so I can't take them now. So, yes, it's good to have an idea of what you're going to do in the draft, especially like if you know where you're picking, you can kind of guess what the first pick is, but you want to be fluid, and you want to take, if a really good player falls, even if you're supposed to take running back that round and a great wide receiver falls, take the wide receiver. Take the running back. You never know when injuries are going to hit. You never know when you're going to need that depth. So it's fine to go into it with a general strategy, but be ready to be fluid and flexible and move. All right. Thank you for that. Story time over. Let's get into this draft because we are underway. Wow, CD at the 3. That is much higher than we normally see. Double D Racing in at pick 4. Welcome. Mark's in at pick 7. Let's go. All right, so Double D Racing goes with Jefferson. That's some nice value. I'm on the clock here. You know I'm going Bijan. If you're going to give me Bijan at this spot, I'm going to go Bijan. Mark wants to know what are the red and black shields? That's like if you draft. It's can I click on them? No, it's something about like how much you draft. Like if you do a lot of drafts, you get the shields. I don't know what the exact numbers are. All right, Daniel saying he's in pick 9. Double D saying let me get Bijan. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Jefferson at the 4. I will happily take Bijan though. Ecstasy of Order saying he's 3. Can you please explain why the interdivision picks help? Okay, here we go. Scott knows. Scott saying the shield means you drafted either 500 or 1,000 teams. Wow, that's a lot of teams. All right. I'm not sure what you mean by this. If you mean by like let's say if you have like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, then maybe you draft like I don't even know who the Browns starting quarterback is. You draft Jerry Jeudy or something like that. As like an interdivision bring back because the NFL, the schedule now, because right now we don't know the NFL schedule, but we know the way the NFL schedule has been the last few years is they put a lot of divisional games in week 17, hoping for those playoff matchups, right? Those like playoff deciding matchups, divisions deciding matchups. One other, there's many strategies in these, but one very common good strategy is the bring back. And again, in these tournaments, the whole goal of these tournaments is to win week 17, advance all the way to week 17 and then win because that's where all the money is, right? You want to get to week 17. So you want to try to have game stacks in week 17 if you can, because that increases the likelihood. If that game ends up being a very high scoring game, it increases the likelihood that you, win or score a bunch of points. All right, I'm going to happily take London here. So we got a couple Falcons to start, but I'm okay with it. So that might be what people mean when they say interdivision picks, because right now we don't know like the week 17 matchups. When we know the week 17 matchups, then you're definitely going to want to start doing some bringbacks for week 17. So like here, let's say I get Michael Penix Jr. later. Okay, I'll have the Falcons. Maybe they play the Bucks in week 17. So maybe I want to try to get like Mike Evans or Chris Godwin or something like that. All right, W. Marty knows even more. The black shield is 500. The red shield is 1,000. So there you go. All right, so I got the Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Falcon stack going. So I will definitely be targeting Michael Penix Jr. late in this draft. Not a must draft, but he'll be one of my targets. All right, we're getting a running back run here. Well, I mean, we just had a massive running back run, so I don't think I can pass on T. Higgins in the 3rd round, which also gives us a chance to stack with Joe Burrow in round 4 or 5, potentially. There goes our first quarterback, Josh Allen. Interesting build from Team 5. 2 running backs and a quarterback. What's up, Jay Problem? Underdog not available in Connecticut. That sucks. Hopefully one day. The nice thing about Connecticut, Jay Problem, because my wife and I, when we within the first year or 2 we were dating, we took a road trip up there. Well, we flew out there, but then road trip New England. One of the favorite spots I've ever been to, by the way. All those states up there, all the people up there are amazing. Man, you're only like an hour away from other states. But I don't even know what states up there allow it, honestly. Like, I know New York doesn't either, which is crazy. Oh, we got a spicy hot take. JSC dropping the spicy hot take. McMillan, greater than Genty as a rookie. That would be bad for everybody drafting Genty in the 1st round. I like McMillan. I think McMillan can be good. I just worry about the ceiling. ESPN is 5 minutes from my house, but you can't use ESPN Bet. Yeah, lawmakers, man. Lawmakers. Who knows what they're thinking? What's up, Keith? Yeah, New England is incredible, man. I fell in love with New England. People were amazing. The scenery was amazing. The food was great. All right, back on the clock. And again, a bunch of wide receivers here. I like Worthy, but I took Worthy last draft. So let's mix it up a little bit. You know, JSC saying he's going to be a monster. Let's go. Let's go, Tet. Welcome to the tent. Welcome to the team. And now we could potentially stack with Bryce Young later. Where are you at, Bryce? There you are. And now if Burrow makes it back to us, we'll probably go Burrow. If not, we'll just wait on QB. No biggie. Matt, cheers from Ireland. No underdog in Ireland either. That sucks. Do they even have underdog like in other countries? Are you even allowed to use it in other countries? All right, the team without Jamar Chase takes Burrow for no good reason. I'm sure Team 101 was not happy about that. JSC, Tyler Warren going to be a beast. Michael Pittman doesn't scare me. Hey, I'm with you on that. Michael Pittman doesn't scare me. What scares me is Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. That's what scares me. Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones terrifies the crap out of me. That is like literally the two worst QBs last year by QBR. Jay Problem likes my start. Thank you. Hopefully I don't blow it. Hopefully I don't mess it up here. Man, I took Zay Flowers on Wednesday. I actually kind of like Ridley here. Yeah, I'm going to go Ridley. I actually like Ridley this year. I really would have been okay with a lot of guys there. I think Flowers is fine. I think Jameson is fine there. I don't even really mind mixing there. Yeah, DJ and Anthony Richardson, the abyss of suck of QB rooms. Absolutely. That's oh man, that is literally not fun. Do I target specific players or just let them fall to you? I let them fall to me. Now, that doesn't mean I'm just going to blindly draft a player at the top of the ADP, but I'm going to draft someone close to that ADP. So, without a doubt, with all these strategies, stacking, bring backs, game stacks, whatever, all these different strategies, without a doubt, year after year, the most valuable, best strategy you can have is getting players well below their ADP. If you're able to draft players well below their ADP, it's the biggest edge you can get in these drafts. Now, again, I'm not just going to draft the player at the top of the ADP, but if there's a player that I don't necessarily love and he's still on the board around later than he'll usually go, assuming it fits my build, my roster construction, because that's the other most important thing is roster construction. I'll take them. For sure. Anthony, time to get back into football. Got to learn the rookies. Well, I put out 4 videos this week about the rookies, so go check it out. Yeah, I'm with you, Jay Problem. The only Colts player I'm really drafting is Jonathan Taylor. JSC, that is a good point. The QBs did not affect Brian Thomas Jr. from being incredible, but I would say, sadly, Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence are better than Richardson and Daniel Jones. But you never know. Hey, you never know. Yeah, last year was fun as a Commanders fan. JD5 is the real deal. Certainly did not expect that. That was a great surprise. Ton of fun. All right. I'm pretty sure I took Judkins last draft. I gotta go Pearsall here. There, man. My running back room might be dicey, but I gotta go Pearsall. I really like Pearsall. What about Downs? You can't feel good. I mean, you just can't feel good about any Colts pass catcher. Like, yeah, they'll have moments. They'll score some touchdowns. You know what I mean? But how good can you? It's just, man, Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. It's like as bad as it gets. JT drafting another one. Not today, sir, but we will be drafting these all the time, all off season. So don't worry. Any idea when we may do a dynasty draft? I don't know if we're going to start a new dynasty league this year, Anthony, to be honest with you. I'm already in enough dynasty leagues. I don't know if I can handle another dynasty. I can barely handle the dynasty leagues I have. I don't know if I can do another dynasty startup. Oh, the old leagues? Well, I'm waiting until they get paid up, or at least close to paid up. I'll have to check. I appreciate the sub, JT. Yeah, we'll be doing these all off season, so you have plenty of chances. Yeah, I don't need the leagues to be fully paid up, but at least close. All right, well, if Chris Olave falls to me here, I have to take Chris Olave. This is ridiculous value. I don't love Olave this year because who's the quarterback going to be? But I mean, we're talking about a round and a half below ADP. I don't even need wide receiver here, but we're talking about a guy normally goes 16 picks higher than this. All right, I might not draft another wide receiver the rest of the draft now, honestly. This is what I mean by you got to be fluid. You got to be fluid. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receiver. Chris Olave is my wide receiver 6. Maybe one more wide receiver later. Yeah, I got to take that value when it falls like that. You just got to take it because here's the thing. Let's say Olave actually has a great season. Let's say Tyler Shuck is him, or at least him enough, and Chris Olave is phenomenal. Everybody else drafted Chris Olave in, round 5, round 6. I got him in round 7. That gives me a massive advantage over the field. So when that value is there, you got to take it. You got to take it. Now, that being said, I do need to start attacking running back because as much as I like having Bijan as my RB1, I don't have an RB2 yet. I mean, this is crazy. The wide receiver value right now is crazy. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Keith is always starting new dynasty leagues. Let me get see if I can get the Discord link up without missing my pick here. How do I get there? I got 5 picks away. Yeah, if you want to join new dynasty startups, Keith has always got dynasty startups going. There's the Discord link. One more concussion on Olave, might have to retire. That is certainly the risk. That is certainly the risk. I'm not super high on. This is the first year I'm not high on Olave because, I mean, Tyler Shuck, really, but got to take that value. All right. I mean, again, it's going to be hard here. Like Jaden Reed still on the board. Oh, there goes Jaden Reed. Luther Burden. Man, I don't love Tracy here. Let's go Brian Robinson. So I'm thinking I'll probably go with probably going to end up a 3 QB build here. 3 QBs, 3 tight ends. That's 6. I've already got 6 wide receivers. That's 12. I don't think I need 8 running backs. I might go 3-7-7-3. Is that even a viable roster construction? Does anybody do that? Is that even viable? What's the advance rate on that? It's not my typical one. So 3. Not very high. Oh wait, there's not 20. I'm thinking 20. I'm thinking 20. All right, I'm back on the clock. All right, well, I passed on Tracy last round. Let's just grab him. The value's there. Let's just grab him. I'm thinking 20 rounds. Okay, so if I go 3-3, so it would be 3-6-6-3, right? Yeah, 3-6-6-3. That had a 7. That had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was the 6th highest advance rate. All right, it's viable. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna go 3-6-6-3. So we're done at wide receiver. We're done. It's just QB, tight end, and running back from here on out. Drake does he have the making of a top 10 fantasy QB? I think that's probably like his ceiling. Yeah, I would take him over Michael Penix, definitely. I like the wide receiver they added, Kyle Williams. I still like Demario Douglas. If Diggs can come back and be somewhat, of a contributor off that knee injury, they added a dynamic pass-catching running back. He runs the football, which is nice. So, yeah, I like Drake May. Top 10 feels like his ceiling, but hey, you should be chasing that ceiling anyways. Yeah, my only worry with the addition of Vrabel is, does Drake May get enough pass attempts to be a top 10 quarterback? But again, he runs, so he gives you that running. If he's super efficient, I think he could be top 10. But volume-wise, might hold him back. Dark Star, why do they have 18 rounds now and have 20 in the... I'm not really sure, honestly. Not really sure the reason for that. It's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. Who do I like best out of May, Caleb, and Nix? Ooh. I think I got to go Caleb 1. If it doesn't happen for Caleb this year, we got to start worrying about him being a bust. All right, I'm going to go Ingram here, who I really like at tight end in that Sean Payton offense. Man. Ben Johnson offense, surrounded by talent with an upgraded offensive line. If it doesn't happen for Caleb this year, yeah, I might have to worry about him being bust. Nix and May is close. But Nix has Peyton. May has Vrabel. Again, Vrabel more of a conservative, slow, right? Control the clock, lean on the defense type of coach. Peyton, more of an offensive-minded coach. So I'm going to give Nix the slight edge. They both run. I'm going to give Nix a slight edge over May. So Caleb, Nix, May. But honestly, it could... I wouldn't be shocked if any one of those guys finishes number 1. Daniel saying the clock is killing me. Yeah, you got it. This 20-second clock is fast. You got to be ready. Anyone pick Loveland yet? No, he is still on the board. I got to be honest. I don't love Loveland in year 1. He was my favorite tight end prospect. I was excited when he went to the Bears at 10. But then they drafted Burden. But do I have to pick him here? I think I have to. I think I just have to take the value on Loveland here. All right. Back-to-back tight end picks. Yeah, exactly, Jay Problem. If he can't get it done with all those weapons and Ben Johnson, it's probably never going to happen. The Bears, invested almost everything this offseason into the offense, except running back. That's the only position they didn't. I mean, they upgraded the offensive line. They got him a dynamic player out of the slot, an elite athletic pass-catching tight end. They already had Odunze. They already had DJ Moore. Yeah, it's got to happen this. Yeah, I think Kmet's days in Chicago are numbered. I don't think Loveland's coming in and instantly taking that job. That's why I'm not as high on Loveland this year in year one, because Kmet's still a decent pass catcher. You've got 3 good pass catchers. I don't know if Loveland's going to be a stud in year one. I don't know if any of the tight ends are going to be a stud in year one. I really liked Mason Taylor. He was one of my favorite prospects too, but the Jets with Justin Field, I don't know about that. Fannin Jr. going to probably be behind David Njoku this year. Yeah, not great landing spots for the tight ends. Wow, sniped on Michael Penix Jr. Did not expect that. So we will continue to wait on tight end. I mean, on QB. Man, it's hard not to grab like Kincaid here, but I just went 2 tight ends in a row. But I mean, it's just too much value. Okay, done at tight end. Wow, didn't expect to go 3 straight tight ends. This is a weird draft. This has been a weird draft. Yeah, I like Brenton Strange with Evan Ingram gone for sure. I like Kincaid a lot. I think the pendulum has swung too far the other way on Kincaid. I mean, what have the Bills done at pass catcher? Nothing. I mean, Josh Palmer. They didn't draft a wide receiver. They only took 1 offensive player as a 6th round. It was a tight end, but he doesn't scare me for Kincaid. I think we see a better Kincaid this year. I think we definitely see a better Kincaid. Yeah, I'd be shocked if we get a Bowers-like season from Loveland. I mean, last year it was basically Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers. That was it. That was the whole offense. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Chicago. All right, let's finally grab a QB here. I know McCarthy's... yeah, I don't know if that was the right pick. Maybe Rashad White there, or Jadon Blue, or maybe even Garendo. I don't know. But I want to get at least 1 stack. So we at least got the Ward Ridley stack right now. Again, weird draft. Weird draft. But I don't hate this team. I'll say that. I don't hate this team. Monin guy. Maybe, but running back too. Yeah, Restrepo. I mean, I didn't love his prospect profile. He's a slow, undersized slot wide receiver who can just run those layup routes. I don't know. All right, let's grab Bryce here. Get another stack, Bryce and Tet. Any news on Nick Chubb? I saw him power cleaning 405 pounds. I also saw that the Browns are going to restructure Jerome Ford's contract to take a cheaper deal. I mean, it's almost certain he's not going to be back with the Browns. I heard rumors, maybe the Bears. Who was the other team? Maybe, but I mean, yeah. I mean, with all due respect to Nick Chubb, was a great running back, but he looked terrible last year even before he broke his foot. He's had 2 major knee injuries, a broken foot. He's almost 30 years old. Yeah, I don't care where Nick Chubb signs. I'm just not going to draft Nick Chubb. Browns always finding ways to pump. I actually like the Browns draft this year. I thought they didn't do anything crazy. They traded down a lot, got some extra picks. They didn't force a QB. And look, they still got Shedeur. All right, let's go Dylan Sampson here, who I really like. If Shedeur ends up being a good player, that could be the steal of the draft. Yeah, I'm actually. This is the weirdest. I've never drafted. I'll be honest. I've never drafted a team like this on Underdog, where I took 1 running back and then 6 straight wide receivers, 3 straight tight ends, 2 straight QBs. But I'm actually kind of liking this team. I'm actually kind of liking it. I mean, Dylan Sampson is my RB4. Not bad. Will we be doing more mock drafts on Sleeper ESPN? We're not going to do any on ESPN, but yeah, we'll continue to do them on Sleeper at least once a week. Has Isaiah Bond been picked? I don't believe so. I don't think he's going to get picked. I don't think a team's going to take a chance on him. He's not the kind of talent. Sorry, I'm just looking to make sure there wasn't any news. He's not like the kind of talent where you're like, okay, yeah, he's a terrible human being, but which the NFL will do that a lot of times. He's a good player, but he's not, this isn't like Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase 2.0 or something. Jay Paul, am I drafting Gabriel as well? Do you think that's a negative? I mean, I didn't like the Dylan Gabriel pick. Okay, fine, whatever. It was a low-cost investment, but I don't think Dylan Gabriel's a starter in the NFL. I mean, maybe Shedeur isn't either. So when you look at the Browns room, it's like Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. If Shedeur Sanders actually is a talented player, he should be able to beat those guys out at some point. Now, maybe maybe his attitude just sucks so bad that it doesn't matter. I don't know. But talent-wise, I feel like he should be able to beat those guys out. Maybe not to start the year, but eventually. All right, let's see here. Probably just going to take the elite handcuff here with Blake Corum. Who are the starting 3 wide receivers for the Packers? They have too many. I think it's going to be Wicks on the outside. Well, no, I think it's going to be Reed in the slot mostly, and then Dobbs and Golden on the outside, with Golden also mixing into the slot. I mean, they'll all probably kind of mix into the slot. Yeah, they do have too many. And the problem is like Wicks is like probably their best outside wide receiver now. But I don't like Reed kind of has to be in the slot. Wicks probably their best like X type wide receiver since Christian Watson with the torn ACL. Watson, torn ACL, probably not going to be ready to start the year. And who knows if he'll probably have a setback or something. It's Christian Watson. Let's be real. All right, one more running back. All right, let's just go another high-end handcuff to Saquon. But man, Golden's a good player, and they just used first-round pick on him. You got to think they're going to get him on the field. So it's probably going to be one of those situations where, like, I think Golden, Dobbs, and Reed play the most snaps, and Wicks is in like that 50 to 60 range would be my guess. But yeah, it's going to be another volatile, frustrating wide receiver room. All right. I'm excited to see how this team looks on paper. It'll be fun to see, if I even remember, which I probably won't, how this team does. Yeah, they could run 4 wide receiver sets. They could. 4 wide receivers with Jacobs in the backfield. They could. All right, last pick here going to be QB. Anthony, are you going to be doing the drafts on specific days? I mean, probably Wednesdays and Thursdays for sure. We'll try to mix in some other days as we can. But I think Wednesdays and Thursdays, because we usually do on Wednesdays, Anthony, we also... All right, Tyler Shook. The Shook Olave combo. Let's go. Shook Olave stack. We also do the baseball stream. And then Thursdays we'll probably be doing the sleeper mocks. Gavin saying T. Higgins going way too high. Even though I took T. Higgins in this draft, I kind of agree with you, Gavin. Kind of agree with you. All right, let's take a look at the team here. Schnauzer, let's take a look. All right, we've got 3 quarterbacks. Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Tyler Shook. That's a risky quarterback room to say the least. Did the 3-6-6-3 build, not a build I do too often. But we did get Bryce to stack with Tet McMillan. We got Cam Ward to stack with Ridley, and we got Shook to stack with Olave, so that's pretty good. Also have Drake London, T. Higgins, and Ricky Pearsall, so tons of upside there. I mean, Chris Olave is my wide receiver 6. Again, I got this guy 16 picks below ADP. I couldn't pass on the value there. So, running back a little shaky here. We got the Robinson twins, Bijan and Brian. Not really twins. Tracy, who again I just took the value there on Tracy. Sampson, who I like. Corum and Shipley, a couple of handcuffs. And then Ingram, Loveland, and Kincaid at tight end. So weird draft, weird build. Not my typical, but I don't mind it at all. I think this is ended up with a good build, a good team. It's certainly extremely risky, but it's okay to get risky in these underdog drafts. And again, This draft was $3. A $3 draft with a chance to win $100,000. 20 max entry, so you don't have to worry about the Sharks, drafting 150 teams here. So once again, I will say, if you missed it in the beginning, you want to jump in a draft like this, you're like, that looks fun, I want to do that. It's only $3. I got the money. Go to underdogfantasy.com. You'll see it scrolling down there at the bottom. Join using our promo code ENDGAME, because not only will they get you a new customer free pick, it's a free square pick. It's like some player in some sport to get like the easiest pick of all time. You're also going to get up to $1,000 bonus cash depending on what you deposit, and you can use that bonus cash right away. It's not like you have to do anything. You can use it right away. All right, guys, appreciate you on this Friday. Probably won't be drafting the rest of the weekend. If you're a fantasy baseball player like Anthony, we'll be streaming on Sunday afternoon. But other than that, see you back here next week. I got a video dropping on Monday. I'm excited for that one. Make sure you check it out. Appreciate you guys being on here. Jay Problem, Matt, Mark, the Scotts, Anthony, Keith, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Matt, we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.